Now to the actual bets we will make, kind of. Okay? So there are 5 team totals I like. All right? They're not all overs. They're not all, they're mixtures. But there are better ways to make the bet that I like. Okay? So, Dallas is over 9.5 is minus 144. I like Dallas to win 10 games, but there is a better way to bet them to win 10 games. We'll get to that later in the show. Green Bay, this one's going to be painful for DeMonze.
A strange one.
Their total is 8.5. If I had to bet, and the juice is minus 138 on the under. Hold on. I don't think the juice is minus 138 on the under there. I have to check that. I might have written that down wrong. Real quick, I'm just going to look. I have it open right here. Green
Under
Bay.
8.5.
I'm sorry. It is minus. No. It is minus 138, but I did write it down wrong. It's under 9.5. I knew that had to be wrong. I was like, their total's not. And it's juice to the under. Under 9. I like the Green Bay under 9.5, not under 8.5. Pardon me. And it's juice to the under. However, there is a better way to bet that, which we will discuss later. Miami, their total for the season is also 9.5. And it is, I like the under on that. I jotted some of these down wrong, so I'm fixing it. It's plus 110 on the under, but there is a better way to do that one as well. Cincinnati, their total is 10.5. I like the over. There's a better way to bet that. And Washington, their total is 6.5. I like the over. There is a better way to bet that. So to be clear, Dallas at 9.5, Cincinnati at 10.5, Washington at 6.5. Theoretically, I like all those overs. But there's a smarter way to make those bets. And Green Bay and Miami, I like the under 9.5s, but there's a smarter way to make those bets, okay? So that is the preamble to our actual wagers. We've been on for a half hour. We haven't given out a single bet that we're actually making. But now, everything else you hear are going to be actual bets that we are making. So, DeMonze, now you have the ignominious task of recapping how we did last season. So, go ahead and start there.
Yeah, so last year, you bet. I don't know if we're showing a graphic. Yeah, Chicago under 7.5. That was a hit.
Winner.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas over 10.5. That was a winner.
Winner.
Seattle over 8.5. Winner. Philly under 11.5.
Last week of the year winner. They were 10-1, but skin of my teeth. But that was a winner. Thank you, Jalen and the Philly and the defense. Go ahead.
Philly, and then you got Philly under 11.5. That was a winner. And so your losers, you got Kansas City over 11.5. Jacksonville.
Can I just say something about that real quick? The Chiefs had the worst season possibly imaginable, and they still won 11 games, and then won the Super Bowl, so I don't feel badly about that. Now the Jags won. That one hurts, because I could have gotten them. I would have lost anyway, I guess, so it was smart that I did this.
Yeah, Jackson.
Their total was 9.5. Their total was 9.5, and I bet an alternate line to 10.5 to get plus money. I would have lost both of them. Go ahead. Next.
Jacksonville over 10.5. New England over 7.5 was a loss. San Francisco.
That was New England over 7.5 was a travesty. I don't know what came over me. I don't know why I thought it was a good bet. I hate that one.
You had no idea.
And the Niners,
it was
I was obviously wrong about. Yeah, and so listen, I don't feel badly about the Chiefs bet, and with the Chiefs bet winning, I would have been 5-3 instead. I was 4-4. Okay. So here we go. DeMonze.
Here we go.
We have 4 overs. We have 4 unders. We are starting with the overs. The first one is an auto must fire. I do not care that they actually didn't, for the first time in the Andy Reid era, didn't hit their over last year. The Chiefs, over 11.5. The juice is only minus 112. They had the worst season imaginable last year, and they won 11 games. They're going to win 13 or 14 games this year. We are, listen, 20-0 is, I'm not going to put out there because that was, that one bit me a bit. So the Chiefs are over 11.5. The next over I have, the Bears, over 8.5. The juice on this is strong. It's minus 160. Now, the producers remind me that, Nick, you were so anti-betting on the Vikings at minus 170, but you're okay with the Bears at minus 160. Well, first of all, that 10 cents matters. Second of all, I think that the Vikings, they have more paths, the Vikings do, to finding 8 wins than the Bears do to not winning 9 games. The Bears are going to win 11 games. And so, maybe 12 games. So I like the Bears over 8.5. More on the Bears later. The Rams, over 8.5 at minus 152. Now, again, these last two, we're laying big, heavy juice, man. I understand that. I think the Rams are going to be awesome. I think Stafford, this could be his final excellent year. Whatever Cooper Kupp has left before, his body kind of gives out on him, sadly. We're going to see Puka's only moving up. I love McVay. I love the Rams. And then lastly, this one will surprise people. I'll take Denver over 5.5 at minus 130. Denver last year won 9 games with, in my opinion, bad quarterback play. I think that Bo Nix is my number one pick of young quarterback who will Denver won 8 games last year, pardon me. Young quarterback who will trick box score watchers, meaning people were like, oh, Bo Nix, further ahead of schedule than we thought, when in reality what we're going to see is Sean Payton is going to give him a training wheels offense, and because he's your age, DeMonze, he's going to come in. It's going to be very Mac Jones rookie year-ish. It's like, hey, look at his numbers. Look at the wins. But it's like that's actually his ceiling as a player. But I think I just don't think Sean Payton's going to go 5-12. And so the 4 overs that I have, the Chiefs over 11.5 minus 112. The Bears over 8.5 minus 160. The Rams over 8.5 minus 152. The Broncos over 5.5 minus 128. DeMonze, your thoughts on those 4 overs?
Love the Chiefs. I hope that the Chicago thing doesn't become a bring you out into the wilderness like Jacksonville did. But obviously, this is a different situation. But at the same time, it's a little similar. But so that one, the 8.5, I trust. But I feel like it might lead you into some other things. The Rams, I like. Denver, I like a lot. I like all of those except for Chicago. I'm just like, worried about.
You're worried about
what comes in the future.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you like those because I don't think you're gonna love my unders.
Okay. Yeah.
4 unders. The first one I'm giving you is what a lot of you're gonna see my analysis and picks is based on, which is I think Philadelphia is cartoonishly overvalued by Vegas right now. Last year, they had a bottom 5 defense all season. They had a historically bad end of season collapse. They lost the single best player on their entire team to retirement. And the guy who calls out coverages, or protections, in Jason Kelce. The head coach and the quarterback don't get along, and the head coach now has come out, evidently, and said, hey, all that taunting and histrionic bullshit I was doing on the sidelines that smart people like Nick Wright were saying for years, that's not how a head coach acts. He didn't say that part, but he should have. Well, my owner came to me and told me to stop it. That's what happened. That came out yesterday. He's like, yeah, I'm going to chill out. He's going to chill out. Because the owner was like, hey, man, quit acting like a clown on the sideline. That team is not going to win 11 games.
Did he have to come out and say that? Oh, I'm sorry. I know we're talking about gambling, but like...
No, it was crazy. So I want to make sure that I'll take Philly under the 10.5. And since we spent a moment on it, I do want to make sure I'm telling you that Nick Sirianni story correctly.
Yeah, like it almost like it feels like he didn't have to come out and say that him and the owner had that conversation.
I'm going to read you the quote. Let me see where God dog it. It's a long quote. Go ahead, Demonte.
I think Philly's got a better chance of winning the division than the Cowboys, though. I don't know. I don't feel like the Cowboys are going to do it this year.
Well, so I understand that. I'm just telling you. So if you want to, Nick Sirianni, he discussed. You can go to Pro Football Talk for the full story. But yeah, I mean, he has long quotes about how he needed to be better and all of this stuff. But regardless. I just think they're wildly overvalued. Another team that I think is wildly overvalued, and I'm getting plus money on the under here. The New York Jets, under 9.5 plus 132. They have a bad coach, an awful offensive coordinator, and given their conference, a below average quarterback. That's just what they have. And so you can be like, below average quarterback, yeah. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar, CJ, Herbert, Trevor. That's 7. There's only 16 teams. Some people would throw 2 in there. And so I do not believe that the New York Jets are going to win double-digit games. So I will take the under, and I will continue fading the Jets as I have for most of my life, and it's been one of my more profitable decisions. I also do not think the Las Vegas Raiders are winning 7 games. Raiders, under 6.5, plus 116.
Didn't you say that was going to be a sneaky, feisty team? I thought you said that was going to be a...
No, I said the Broncos. No.
Oh.
I said...
No, I'm thinking of a whole. Not even today. I thought this was like another pod. You said like the Raiders were like a sneaky. Okay, no,
that wouldn't have been me. I'm trying to think of what team I might have said that about that would fit the description. Not the Raiders. I'm not sure who it would have been, but not the Raiders.
Seattle, I know was one of them for sure, and then you added like 2 other teams.
Seattle, I've thought about, but regardless, not the Raiders. It's either Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew. And as a general rule of thumb, listen, maybe he'll be good. But just because the players loved Antonio Pierce doesn't mean he was your best option at head coach. And if I needed a little extra push to one side or another, your quarterback and your star defensive player doing the old double thumbs up with old 45. Get out of here, man. I don't think DeMonte gets the reference. It doesn't matter. The 45 is the number President Trump was. That picture was annoying. The team stinks. They've been embarrassing forever. And so I just that's actually not my analysis of the Raiders, but that also reconfirmed this is an unserious team. And also,
they did the Patrick Mahomes. They did
the Patrick Mahomes thing. They have I don't think they're gonna have I think the home field's gonna be tough because so many people are gonna travel to Vegas for bachelor parties and vacation and gambling, and they're going to do it when their team's in town. Also sneaky, they have a second place schedule because they ended up winning 8 games last year. Yeah, because the Chargers won 5. They and Denver both won 8. Yeah, so that's a tough one. So I'll take under 6.5 for the Raiders. And then the juice is minus 140, so I don't love it. But the Giants might be the worst team in the league. The Giants is getting under 6.5. It's just an under. Daniel Jones is going to get benched. Drew Lock's going to play. He's a Kansas City kid. I'd like him to do well. He won't. And it's just an under. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.